In this lesson, we are going to change the font of our application. Changing the font is just a very quick change, a simple change, but makes our application look much more better. So the first thing that we need is a font, and I am going to use Roboto font. So just Google Roboto font and get the font from google.com/fonts. So scroll down, scroll up. Where do I get the font? Open Roboto in Google Fonts. Okay, I want to download it. I want Roboto Light and Roboto Normal. Okay. Okay, I can get the collection as a zip file. So now I get the Roboto collection, which is a zip file. When I have this, I just get, for example, Roboto Medium, Roboto Thin, Roboto Regular, and Roboto Bold. I copy this font to my application in the folder Assets. So my application doesn't have any folder Assets at the moment. So for that I am going to create a folder Assets. So for that I am going to click on App, right button, New, Folder, Assets folder. Okay, and now I have the Assets folder inside the main folder. So now here I create another directory called Fonts, and inside the Fonts directory is where I paste my fonts. Okay, fine. Now I have the Roboto fonts in my project. So now what we have to do is set this font to the text view. How do we do this? So for this, the best solution in the market at the moment is the library called Calligraphy, created by Christopher Jenkins. So if you come and get this library, this is basically a library where you can set a default font for all your project to use this font, or you can set a font by a text view. So you can have a default font, and then if for a single text view you want a different font, you can do that. So we need to compile this library in our projects. For that, copy this and add it to build.gradle. We have done the same so many times. Just add it here with the rest of the libraries and sync Gradle again. Now the second thing that we need to do is have our fonts in the folder Assets. We have done that already. And the third thing is that when we create our application class, we need to call calligraphy config init default. This is the way to init the library. Okay, so we need to do that. We need to copy this in our application class. At the moment we don't have any application class, so we are going to create it. So in the example, we just create a class called example3 application. This is going to extend application. We are going to override the method from create, or we can just come here and copy everything. Perfect. So now we need the calligraphy config. Perfect. The last thing is to tell Android Manifest that this is the application that we are using now. So in our class application, we add a new attribute called name, which points to our application class. This means now that every time that we open our application, this is going to be called on create of the application. This is a level above of the activities, as we have explained previously. Last thing is inject the fonts in our activity font context. So for that, just copy this in every activity. At the moment, we are just working with main activity because we don't have any font on web activity, so just copy and import here. Perfect. Now, if we launch our application, we should see our application with the default font, which is Roboto regular. Okay, we need to make this name match. So our application in the folder font is roboto-regular.ttf. So here has to be the same. Roboto-regular.ttf. This is the default font that we have for our application. Okay. Launch. And we can see the new font in our app. Makes a huge difference. Perfect.